one strike away, one out away. 3-2. There it is! The Washington Nationals are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
And that's the way it went down today. Well, just a few minutes ago in Houston, the stunner of all stunners. And in 2017 against the Dodgers, you know, the Astros were coming in hot. The Dodgers had their problems. So yeah, that was an expected World Series for them. Last year, Red Sox looked strong. So, of course, they would beat up on the Dodgers. But this year was the most bizarre series, as I said last night on Keeping It Real with Alexander Garrett, that I've seen in a while. You had the president booed out Nationals Park, Game 5. You had 2 women banned for flashing the cameras in Houston. And then, actually that was in Washington too. And then, you have the Nationals actually winning, and everybody caring about a call that was a moot point in last night's Game 6. And then tonight, Scherzer, who finally could lift up his arm, did more than that. He got them to where they needed to be for Patrick Corbin, the offseason signing, who did the thing for a few innings anyway to get the Nationals to the 9th inning, where, as you just heard Joe Buck say it.
Here they are, one strike away, one out away. 3-2. There it is! The Washington Nationals are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
And there you go. And by the way, this franchise isn't just the Nationals franchise, in case you need a reminder. This is the Expo franchise. And why I jumped on tonight is because I do have some emotional feelings. I didn't think I would, but after internal reflection, I thought, wow, I should be happy about this. Because the Expos Nationals organization have actually been, if you take out the Bryce Harper, Brigelman years, whatever, have been classy. Do you know that in this Expo National organization, you've had players like Gary the Kid Carter, like Rusty Staub. You did have Vlad Guerrero, Pedro Martinez, Omar Minaya as your GM. Good people. Unfortunately, they could never really put a ring together or win one up in Montreal. They had a contract. They moved down to Washington, and I now know, by the way, why they call the Hurricanes championship in 2004 Stanley Cup belonging to the Whalers. I know now why they say that. Because this isn't just a city winning, though Washington, D.C. hasn't had a champion since 1924 in baseball. 1924. Of course, they didn't have baseball for a while. But that being said, the city was hungry, thirsty, down 19-31 to just winning the national championship, the World Series title. The city was hungry, and they won it tonight. And then you've got the continuation of class. I'll tell you about my Gary Carter and Rusty Staub experience in a minute. By the way, if you do want to try me on Skype, if you're listening right now, do so. I'm live on Spreaker right now. So AG200111 is my Skype. We can actually talk to you through there if you've got some thoughts that you want to talk about. But in all honesty, the classiness of the Expos organization, now Nationals organization, continues through Ryan Zimmerman and Steven Strasburg. Strasburg getting the MVP, going 2-0 this World Series, shutting down an Astro team that would hit homer after homer. Pretty impressive stuff. But the two of them, bounce back after bounce back, year after year. And with Zimmerman, it's pretty cool because I've followed his career. He was called up in 2005, the September call-up, actually, in the Nationals' first ever season as the Washington Nationals reboot. They were actually called the Nationals back in the 1910s, 1920s, before the Senators. But Ryan Zimmerman, a class act, getting the ring he so has wanted since 2005, playing for this moment for sure. And there you go. 14 years later, getting the ring on his finger. Juan Soto. I don't care if he carried the bat up the first base line. He had a lot of class. He played well. He played great. He hit the homers when they needed it. Time and time again. Howie Kendrick tonight. Let me tell you about Howie Kendrick. Howie Kendrick. If you remember, I don't know if you can hear it through my board, but Howie Kendrick, an interesting story with him. He had an incredible moment where he actually won if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the right one, where he actually won a game for the Angels. And he hurt himself jumping into the dog pile at home plate with an incredible injury. And then he injured himself again in 2018 as a National. But he's overcome that as well. I'm sorry, that was Kendrick Morales. That being said, Howie Kendrick also had an injury. So these guys have bounced back. Steven Strasburg, you know his troubles. You know his troubles. Bouncing back time and time again from injury. And now being the World Series MVP. First overall draft pick to be the World Series MVP. Kids out there wanting to play the game. It can happen. It can happen. You can be a draft pick and win the World Series MVP. You can be the first overall draft pick and win the World Series MVP. That's what we saw tonight. That's what we saw tonight. So there's your backstory. You got first championship in DC since 1924. You've got all road teams winning the series, winning the games. Nationals putting the icing on the cake with that one. You've got Ryan Zimmerman, who's been there since 2005. Dedicated National, winning tonight. And I'm not a National fan. I'm not going to go out and get a National jersey. And I'll always root for the Mets over the Nationals, to be honest. But tonight, a night in which the Yankees' arch nemesis right now, the Astros, can get knocked off their horse a little bit, I'm happy. For a city like D.C. that's had so much negativity, for another positive like the Capitals, like according to Danielle McCartan of WFAN, the Washington Mystics, bringing a championship to our nation's capital in America's pastime. For the first time since 1924, celebrating a championship in the heart of America, in our capital of America, our nation's capital, tonight, Washington, D.C. Congrats, Nats fans. Congrats to Major League Baseball. You guys needed this. But most importantly, congratulations to the guys out there, the 25 that played their hearts out all postseason long, all season long to get to the wild card even. And here they are. Here they are. Last wild card to win the whole thing, Giants in 2014. Thank you, Danielle McCartan, for that stat as well. We'll be back with more analysis. I've got a lot to say about the dog Photoshop of getting the Medal of Honor. What's so wrong with the dog getting an actual Medal of Honor? What's so wrong with that Photoshop? I'll talk about that soon. And the fact that goats prevented the Ronald Reagan Library from burning to ashes today? Oh, this podcast isn't done yet. Major League Baseball is tonight. But Keep It Real with Alexander Garrett keeps it rolling. Alex G in NYC is my Twitter and Facebook. Alex G in NYC is my Twitter and my Facebook. And in case you missed it, earlier tonight / last night, this happened.
Here they are, one strike away, one out away. 3-2. There it is! The Washington Nationals are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
And there you go. I'm Alexander Garrett. Another Major League Baseball season ends. This one very dramatic. But there's still so much more to be talked about. And we will talk about it. Here on Keeping It with Alexander Garrett. On Spreaker and elsewhere. Have a great night. And thanks for listening. And happy Halloween, by the way. Have a great day.